Alright, so you've never really geeked out until you've downloaded a emulator for software. But that's what I've done. I went ahead and downloaded the SDK for Android 2.3. I'm actually planning on starting development on an app over winter break. We'll see how that goes, or if I give up within the first couple days. But anyway, so this is the new Android lock screen. It looks pretty stock Android. You will notice that it's black up here instead of the kind of grayish bar you're used to. And we'll go ahead and hopefully unlock. Because it's an emulator, the code is not running native, so it's a little bit laggy. Well, between QuickTime that's recording this video and come on. I had problems earlier, but I kind of wanted to start from the beginning because a lot of people will see the lock screen first. Come on. There we go. Jiminy Christmas. Go ahead and delete that guy. Alright, so as you can tell, nothing incredibly different on the face. But like I said, these green icons are different. The blacked out bar with this blacked out notification drawer, pretty neat. No notifications. Let's go ahead and launch the home. And as you can tell, they've kind of changed some of the icons. The browser in particular has a kind of green look, which is new. At least on my G2, it's just kind of a grayed out bar. So we can go into the phone. Which is similar, and I'd actually expect these buttons to look more 3D on actual devices. But this, compared to the G2, is square, whereas the G2 is kind of rounded off, which I'm not sure if this is what will actually show up on the Nexus S. But pretty stock Android there. Let's see if the browser will. Like I said, incredibly slow. Maybe. I mean, this is really just for, yeah. Every person with an Android device ever just laughed. Force close. No, I don't want to enter Japanese characters, but I appreciate it. Alright, this thing is taking forever. Anyways, we'll skip the browser. I'll just say that I didn't really notice anything right off the top of the hand. But you do get this manage apps, so instead of being buried in settings, I get this manage apps, which is pretty neat. And it shows you all and running. And it shows you kind of this slider graph of how much RAM you have. So you would be able to click. See, I don't know why it's got select language, keyboard settings. We definitely don't need Japanese Android keyboard deliciousness. So anyways, you get in the kind of a built-in task manager, which is pretty neat. Settings. I wonder if, because 2.3 is supposed to include a built-in like I said, very sluggish. I'm wondering if it includes, because 2.3 is supposed to include a built-in. Now, stop. Yeah. The SDK, of course, shouldn't be this slow. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see where the built-in mobile hotspot is enabled. Huh. Interesting. But anyways, that's kind of the basic kind of look and feel. Kind of the only big differences, at least in this emulator, being kind of the look of the Android drawer, and of course the browser is supposed to contain the multi-touch text selection, etc. Let's see if we can get this to load one more time. I probably didn't specify enough RAM, so it's probably sure, eBay, don't even care. Just load a page. That's the new on-screen keyboard. Better separation of keys. Built-in multi-touch. Let's see if this will. Just trying to get to a page with highlightable text. It's not wanting to cooperate. Yes, it doesn't even matter. Just click through. Okay, let's try the email client. I don't have an email set up. Anyways, multi-touch is supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to do like draggable handles like you do in iOS. There's also now a central downloads manager. Whereas before, when you downloaded stuff, it was kind of hidden. Now there's a central download app per se that will just take you just completely there. And I wonder if it won't let me bring up card view. Oh, there we go. It's using the wrong gesture. An Android, stock Android, instead of senses like above aerial view of all your windows, you get this card view. So once you've selected card view, you can just tap the card you want. Tap the home screen. Palm would probably hate me saying anything about cards because cards are kind of there. And then you long press to kind of add your widgets. Nothing new here. Nice little Android green clock. You can go in and change your wallpaper. Of course there are no live wallpapers. That would take up space. So I mean, that's just kind of a basic walkthrough of how Android works. You're able to create like little folders, shortcuts, which I like. I like being able to go in and create like settings shortcuts, and then say Wi-Fi settings is a good one. So now whenever I click on that, that'll take me directly to Wi-Fi settings. There's no need to go through the menu options. So that's pretty neat. Pretty cool trick of Android, whereas with the iPhone, you've got to just go to your settings application. So if you go to a setting, a certain setting frequently, and then of course, obviously with Android you get widgets. And the cool one, at least for me, is of course power control. And this lets you turn off services. Usually what I do is I put this on like I've got the music widget. I put it there so I can just swipe from the home screen once, and then you can turn on or disable Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, location, background data, and then brightness of your screen without having to go into settings like you do on an iPhone. You can just very quickly tap, turn off Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. I leave location, background data on, and brightness is usually set to auto. But turning off these two radios when they're not in use is a great way to save power. So anyways, that was a quick little walkthrough of Android 2.3 Gingerbread and also general Android if you're a non-Android lover.